Order! Order! You are an incorrigible delinquent at times. Behave yourself, man!
Now, the revelation first made on this programme that the salvaging of Tata Steel's UK operations could depend on major changes to its employees' pensions has caused widespread unease politically and in the areas where thousands of jobs remain at risk. The consultation on the pension scheme's future is looking at options to deal with the current deficit, but the outcome could have wider implications for workers outside the steel industry. Here's our Home Affairs correspondent, Andy Davis.
In the quest to save parts of Britain's industrial landscape, including the steelworks of Port Talbot and beyond, the government has just opened up a whole new debate over pension rights.
We are today launching a consultation on options to deliver clarity and security for British Steel pension scheme members.
As the Business Secretary confirmed today, they want to consult over a plan to change the law relating to Tata Steel's pension scheme. A scheme thought to have a deficit of £700 million. The idea, change the scheme, eliminate the deficit, and suddenly a huge obstacle is removed in the search for a company to take on Tata's portfolio. What's being proposed is this: when a Tata Steel worker retires, his or her pension payments increase each year in line with what's called the RPI, the Retail Prices Index, currently 1.3%. Under this plan, they'd increase in line with a different measure of inflation, the Consumer Prices Index, and that tends to be lower than the RPI. So pension payment increases would be reduced, but according to those running the fund, not to the extent that they would be if a sale completely collapsed and employees would then have to rely on a compensation scheme called the Pension Protection Fund.
The alternative of moving into the Pension Protection Fund would mean that 60,000 of our members take a haircut of at least 10%. I don't think that's necessary.
The government says this would be a one-off. Many others today, however, said they feared it could fundamentally undermine the principles of pension provision.
The big worry here is contagion, that once it's been seen to be all right for one firm to walk away from some of its pension promises, thousands of other employers who have pension schemes with a hole in them might be talking to their lawyers about how they can do the same thing. It won't happen overnight, but once the precedent has been set, you could see it extending to potentially millions of other workers and pensioners.
You're convinced that this doesn't set a precedent, because that's the big fear being voiced today in many courts.
Yes, I know, and it may well be that people who haven't read the consultative document will see that it could set a precedent. I've read the consultative document, and I don't believe that it will, because it is speaking specifically about the British Steel scheme.
But you know that there'll be others who'll watch this and think, we could try that as well. Other big companies with big holes in their pension funds.
I think we are different, and our difference is affordability, and we can do it and others couldn't.
It was their idea initially, he said, not the government's. The Steelworkers Union community said they would be giving their view in due course. The consultation process will run for just 4 weeks. Time, said the Business Secretary, is of the essence.